We started in the corporate world and we were going all the way and we were very excited and putting our first suits on and getting our first paychecks. We thought that was wonderful, and we got on the regular treadmill and got our mortgage and just kept doing what we thought we were supposed to do. And then all of a sudden Anthony got an opportunity to work in the US, and we thought, well, we'll do that for a couple of years, and we had so much fun in the US it ended up being 10 years. And it was absolutely wonderful. We met awesome people and we had fabulous career opportunities, and then we went through the tech bubble.
With the dot-com bubble busting, everything went away, and I realised it doesn't matter what one single thing you do, there is a chance that it'll go away. So rather than picking a single thing to do and trading time for money, it would be better to diversify what you do to ensure that if any single thing goes bad, you've got other things to fall back on.
In the environment we're in a seminar when Rob and Onyx introduced MonaVie to us, and they didn't have a lot of time to talk. And I look back at that and I think, if they hadn't have reached out and just quickly given us those sound bites about MonaVie, we would not have had all the opportunities that we'd had. And I'm really grateful that they made that effort and helped us out. The more research we did about MonaVie, the more impressed we got with them as a company. And we met Dallin and a lot of the leaders, and we met Sergio and people associated with the More project. And you know, all those the five-star opportunity just really stood out for us. It's not like it was something that people kept talking about, and I finally had a look at. It was Rob and Onyx made a quick comment about MonaVie, and thank goodness they did, because it's been pivotal in how our life has changed.
I used to commute to a cubicle and spend 60 to 80 hours under fluorescent lights. And what I can do at the moment is walk down the back of the house, get on the boat, come out and do a lot of my work from here. And being able to make that change in under 2 years, not really knowing how it was going to work out, but going along for the ride anyway has been really, really cool. So, you know, if you'd like an office like this, feel free to come and join me.
When we started sharing this with friends and they took off, it really showed us how phenomenal our friends are and were. They really knew how to build this business and taught us a lot, actually. So it turns out we knew a wonderful group of people right from the day we started in MonaVie.
So becoming the juice guy was not something that I was initially very comfortable with until I did a pretty simple mental activity, and that was thinking about what I say to my kids. Previously, I had not been able to explain to my children what it was that I did. Now it's a lot easier. What I can tell my kids is that I help people get healthy and I help set them free. And even my 4-year-old understands that.
When we started with MonaVie, our kids were 2 and 4, and it can be really difficult to leave young children and go off to a presentation at night. They would say, "Mummy, Daddy, don't go out." And we'd say, "This is our work time, work first, play later." They were very young, but they seemed to understand work first, play later. And that meant that we definitely set aside time just to play with them. And we weren't distracted. That was their time, and they knew then that when we had set aside work time, that was okay, because Mum and Dad were going to come and make some very specific time to come and play with them later. And I find people making an excuse, saying, "I can't come out at night because I've got my kids." Well, rather than making our kids our excuse, we made them our reason. We wanted to set them up for their future, so they were our reason for building this business. On weekends, we love to take the kids to an island not far from here. We jump on the boat and we take a picnic or a barbie and hang out with the kangaroos. And, you know, it really is a typical Australian thing to do.
For those of you who haven't seen it, this is Australian shrimp on the barbie.
Working 40, 60, 80 hours a week, you don't get really to spend any time with your family, and you don't get to think too much about what you'd like to do with your time if you had any. MonaVie's allowed us to essentially get all that time back during the week. We now make a choice of what we do, when we do it, how we do it. It's pretty much our call. We don't have to spend that 60 hours working on someone else's activities. We spend it on our own. And, you know, to some extent, 2 years later, it's still new to me, so I'm still trying to figure out what to do with some of that time. I'm not exactly certain what the future is going to bring. One thing that I'm fairly certain of at this point is that I'm in a lot better position to weather whatever the future brings at this point.
One of the great things is to see somebody come into this business and really thrive. They meet their goals, they do a lot of personal development, and they just fall into their niche and really love what they're doing, and that's just so amazing to watch.
The things that are really rewarding about the MonaVie business, obviously the lifestyle is amazing, but if this was a journey by ourselves, it would be incredibly boring. What we've seen and what's been maybe the most amazing part of the whole thing is what it's done for our family and friends. How they've seen the opportunity for better health, they've seen the opportunity for better wealth, and many of them have joined us and they're travelling the world with us, and they've set themselves free as well, and seeing that is so much more powerful than just knowing what it's done for us.